What's up guys, Prepared Guy here once again. We've all been there, we've all had to start out somewhere in our preps, and one of the most debated topics in the preparedness community is what to put inside a get home or bug out bag. Obviously in a bug out bag you're going to put more redundancy, more long-term survival stuff, and in a get home bag you're going to pack kind of light, keeping stuff that is ready for you at the moment. So I put together this video because there's a lot of people out there that panic buy and they put a bunch of stuff in their bag that they don't need, and in fact I've made a video making an example of that on my channel. So rather than deal with all the confusion of what this person said or what this person told me, I went ahead and I put together a list of 5 items that you could die without. Now let's get one thing straight. No matter how well prepared you are, the universe loves a challenge, and more often than not, you will need something that you forgot to pack in your bag. Murphy's Law, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So with that said, here's a list of items I put together based on the preparedness rule of 3 that will be used as a base for all the gear that you keep inside your bag. Keep in mind, this is just a list of the essentials. You can only survive for 3 minutes without air, 3 hours without shelter, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. In the 9/11 attacks, many people succumbed to smoke and particle inhalation. Having a gas mask or something even as simple as a bandana or Shemagh could save your life. I like carrying an N95 mask with a neoprene face mask to give the N95 some extra support. The ideal choice is an NBC filtered gas mask, but they can be a little bulky, so keeping an N95 mask handy is the bare bones minimum you should carry in your bag. Just about anyone can survive a hot summer night just laying outdoors under the stars, but in some areas, nights can be catastrophic. In some places as volatile as a desert, it can get up to 113 degrees Fahrenheit during the day and drop below freezing temperatures at night. So having some bushcraft skills to build a shelter or even bringing a one-person tent with you will increase your chances of survival against the elements. If you want to pack super light, you could always use a Bivy or a Mylar tent for shelter. Doing something as simple as wearing extra clothing could save your life when it comes to being exposed against the elements. Having a fire starting kit can help you out as well. If you have minimal shelter, you can always increase your chances of survival by building a fire to stay warm. You might not always be able to just go to a store and buy a bottle of water during an SHTF situation, and if you choose to carry extra bottles of water in your bag, the extra weight could put a toll on you after walking several miles. In fact, the extra sweat you lose from carrying all that extra water weight could defeat the purpose of carrying water to begin with. So how do you offset this dilemma? I like to carry a water filter. You can gather water from places such as streams, rivers, and lakes, and filter the water so that it becomes drinkable. But what happens when you're in an urban environment and there are no bodies of water nearby? I suggest carrying a Silcock Key. Many industrial buildings have outdoor water spouts on the side of them. Those spouts have a metric keyhole that utilizes a special device to open the spout called a Silcock Key. You can pick up a Silcock Key for around $10 on Amazon or at your local hardware store. Even though it comes from the spout, you should still filter the water anyways. Industrial lines are not flushed very often, so you never know what kind of bacteria could build up in the lines. After acquiring the water, filtering it and even boiling it will help reduce the risk of contaminants. I like using the Saywer Mini because it's universally threaded and you can attach it to most water bottles, and it takes up minimal space in your bag. In a short-term scenario, you can find yourself getting a little hungry. This hunger could lead to bad decisions, so you'll want to eat something to help keep your head clear. If you've done your research prior and you have some experience with foraging, you can always gather edible plants from the forest. Nature has some variety to choose from. If one plant isn't available, there could always be another depending on your area. But let's face it, you might not always be near a forest, and some edible plants might be scarce depending on the time of year, and many of us aren't used to just going out into the woods and eating stuff. So I suggest carrying some power bars or a protein bar in your bag. You could ration these bars for days if need be. Another option is quite literally ration bars, and you can buy them quite cheap. I got mine for $5 at Walmart. MREs are another option as well, and the sodium alone will probably kill you. If you feel like getting fancy, you could always bring some freeze-dried meals, but like I said, it will require extra stuff in your bag to prepare those meals. Now that we've covered air, shelter, water, and food, you might ask, what's the 5th item on the list? Well, now that you've packed your bag sufficiently enough to survive an SHTF scenario, you're gonna want to defend it. Carrying something as simple as a knife could help, but let's be honest. We've all heard the saying, don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Firearms are the great equalizer. So if you're able to, I suggest bringing at least one concealed carry pistol with you on your person at all times. Never carry a firearm in just your bag, unless it's as a backup. Keeping extra ammo in your bag is fine. In fact, it's encouraged to carry at least 2 extra magazines, either on you or in your bag. The chances of you having to fight off multiple threats increases exponentially during an SHTF scenario. Bad things happen fast, and having to take the extra time to grab your gun from your bag to respond to an attacker or attackers could be the difference between life and death. If you can't carry a gun in your state, move! Don't provide a state with your tax dollars if they don't respect your constitutional right to bear arms without infringing upon that right with their nitpick regulations. Shall not be infringed upon cannot be misinterpreted. If you choose to continue to live in a state that doesn't respect your rights, here are some other options for defense that might be available to you. Pepper spray is a great option if it's legal in your state. If it isn't, move! A taser is also a great option if it's legal in your state. If it isn't, move! And lastly, if your state doesn't allow you the ability to legally defend yourself with force, a rape whistle is always a great option. Just wear it around your neck with your most liberal looking t-shirt and some Crocs, and cross your fingers and hope that nobody wants to do you harm. And if somebody does want to do you harm, just remember you can always call the police and wait 10 to 15 minutes, and once they arrive, their crack forensic team will attempt to identify your body. I hope this list helps you build the best get-home bag or bug-out bag for your preps. Remember, you should only carry what you need to survive. Carry the weight you're capable of carrying. Limit your creature comforts that exceed the 5 items on the rule of 3 list, and you should be good. Oh, and one last thing. This should go without saying, but carry a first aid kit. I'll be putting together a video in the future with a list of items that you should carry in a trauma kit and first aid kit, so keep an eye out for that video soon. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please feel free to smash that subscribe button now and click the notification bell so that you can get notified each week when new videos come out. New videos every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This has been The Prepared Guy, and until next time, guys, stay prepared.